Hey guys, Brig here, and today we're going to be talking about 3 items that you're going to want to invest in if you've got a spare bit of gold. That's going to make you a ton of gold in the future, especially when Battle for Azeroth launches. 2 of these items are going to be pretty obvious, and the last one is going to be a bit of a risk, bit of a shot in the dark, but I think it's going to net some pretty decent profit. First off is the Swift Spring Strider. Now, the Noble Garden event, the Easter event, whatever it is finishing today/tomorrow. So by tomorrow it's all going to be done. That means today is probably the best time you can get to buy the Swift Spring Strider mounts. If we look right now, my favourite website, the Undermined Journal, we can see the price of these Spring Striders, at least what happened last year. So last year, around this time, they were at, 14k? Then they went up and up and up, as they always do, and by a couple of months ago they were at region average of 100k. Okay, so they went up by 7 times, which is a mixture of a couple of things. One, inflation. Inflation's always happening, so every item is always going to go up in price, and that's looking to continue in Battle for Azeroth. Inflation looks to be even more crazy, in fact, or at least the same, so we're likely to see some good inflation there. And it's also because the availability goes way down. You look at this red line here, which is the availability. This is just on one server and it goes down. But the green line is across the whole of the EU, and price just goes up and up and up. In fact, it's just gone up and up and up and up and up. And if we were to sell in a few months' time, we'd likely get double, triple our profit. If we were to sell around Christmas time, I reckon we get 6 times our profit. The average right now is around 23k, like 30k max per servers, and I reckon we'll be able to get well over 100k in a few months' time, if not 150. I mean, you were getting almost 150 across the EU this year, and with the inflation added onto that, it's surely going to be more, so that's why I think this is going to be a great investment. Now, there are a couple of things to note. First of all, this is a unique item, so you're going to have to put it in a guild bank if you want to get more than one of them, because otherwise you can't hold them at the same time. So luckily I do have a guild bank full of mounts already, and I'm going to be putting these in there, which is all good. If you don't have a guild bank, then you can always just get one. It's not hard to make a guild, and it's going to be a great time for you. I also think investments are going to be even better this year, because last year we didn't have a expansion release. What we had, the expansion release, is this year, and so with that it always draws new people into the game. The expansion release is actually a brilliant time for investments because it's before any of the Halloween and Christmas. It's long before that, so it will give you enough time when loads of people are coming back to the game to go and make these investments. So I think it's going to be a really, really good idea to do some investments, because with all these people coming back by August 14th, always new people and always returning players. A lot of gold's going to be around because the WoW token is probably going to be around 400k in the EU at that time, which is just, can't believe it's getting so expensive. It's a bit annoying. But anyway, people are going to come back and go, wow, I can get 400k just by spending £17. They're going to go do that. And then what do people like in this game? They like cosmetic things, so they're going to be going, oh look, 150k for a Spring Strider, don't mind if I do. Also, there is a new mount achievement coming for, I believe, 350 mounts, so that's just going to be another way in which you can get a ton of gold. And we should really see increases in mount sales. I might even do another video on that, because I remember for my Lord of the Rings back in Warlords of Draenor, I bought a few mounts I didn't have just to get up to that number. So now finally we've got another mount achieve in the game, and hopefully we'll see some increased sales. But I am very, very confident that these Swift Spring Striders are going to triple, quadruple, quintuple in price by the time that BFA is out. Give it a couple months after BFA, maybe even around Christmas time. These guys are going to be going for a hell of a lot of gold. Next up, in a similar sort of vein, is the Noble Garden Bunny. Now, this is a similar thing as the mounts. Just like mounts, pets work the same way. You get them during this event, the price goes down because there's so many, and then slowly they go up again. Pets don't change quite as much, just because once you learn them you can then get bored of them and resell them. So, you know, there's not like a limited supply like there are as the mounts. It's pretty much an unlimited supply. So pets are a bit more risky in that case, but at the same time they're kind of less risky, because if the price isn't going up on your server, you can always go to another server and sell it, and then, you know, buy another pet on that server, bring it back to your server, that kind of thing. So pets do have that advantage. Now, I don't know why the Noble Garden level 1 is selling for 40k and the unlearned ones are selling for 9k, 12k, but either way, if we go back to my little graph, this time for the pets, they were around 20 to 30k, and around 30k by October, going into Christmas, go up to around 40k, and they hit nice values of 40k average across the region. In fact, they went even a bit higher than that before the event. So again, 40k this year, I'd say they'll go up to at least 50k next year, 50 to 60k. So if you can buy some cheap ones for around 10 to 15k, you're 100% going to make money back. I wouldn't buy them above 25k, but if you can get any below 25, you're going to make a pretty decent amount of profit back. Interesting story, I actually sniped one of these for 2 gold yesterday on one of my servers. Don't know why it was up for that, but anyway, that was a nice snipe. Again, you can store these, you can store 3 of them in your pet journal, which I'll probably do, and you can also store the rest wherever you want, in your guild bank or whatever. Finally, and a bit more risky, but I think it's going to happen, is the Elixir of the Rapid Mind. Now, there is a limited supply of these. They're a rare item, and Blizzard have removed them from the game, apart from the ones that already exist. You can't get them anymore. So these are the only ones remaining in the game, are the few that are up in people's banks and on the auction houses at the moment. So that should mean the price will go up. More than that, a lot of people talk about allied races and how you can't boost them to get that cosmetic armor, so you have to level up normally. So there's a lot of rich players who are collectors and really want that armor, and they're annoyed because they can't boost it like they usually might do. So what they're going to do, they're going to spend gold on Elixir of the Rapid Mind. Now, there's 2 reasons why people think this is very risky. The first of all, Blizzard could always just grey them out. Now, this seems quite unlikely now, because they would have done it surely at the last big major patch where they got rid of them. They didn't do it. I believe also on the alpha they're not greyed out. I think I've heard that before, so it looks like they're being kept in the game. It would be a bit unfair to grey them out when people have invested so much in them, but Blizzard can do what they want. It's always a risk, guys, but I don't think they're going to grey them out. I could be wrong, but I don't think they are. I'm willing to take the risk anyway. Another thing people do worry about is the fact that these kind of have a max value, because of course you can always just buy a boost. You know, you can buy a boost for like £60 or whatever it is. How much is the boost? £50. £50. So for £50 you can buy a boost, and you can also buy gold, as we all know. 1 WoW token is £17. So it is 3 WoW tokens equals a boost. So people think, well, why would you spend 1 WoW token worth of gold? I say it's going to go to 300k. Why would you spend 1 WoW token just to get a boost for 15 minutes when you could just spend 3 WoW tokens and get a boost all the way to max level? Again, this is a valid point, and it probably means there is a cap. They're not going to go to like 1 million gold unless like collectors just want to collect one. But again, you can't boost characters to get the heritage armor, and people do want that stuff. It looks like Blizzard are slightly trying to reduce, you know, people wanting to boost. They actually want people to level up themselves. That seems to be what people are trying to be encouraged to do. And what's going to help them level up? These XP boosts are really, really good. What I will say though, guys, is buy them when they are relatively cheap. So they were at 90k on my server a few days ago, and I bought up 10 of them. Actually reset the market, so there's 2 up on the auction house now at 225k, trying to make a quick profit on those 2. But the rest of them are going to stay in my guild bank, because I thought 90k was a good deal. I wouldn't go buying these rapid mines if they're like 200k, I think that's too risky. But if you can get them for under 100k, maybe even under 150, and you're willing to take a risk, I'm pretty sure you're going to make a profit on these. How much profit, I've really got no idea. But what I'm looking at, I bought these for 90k. I'm looking to sell them for about 300k when the new expansion comes out, all new people leveling. You know, the new allied races come out then as well, so there'll be even more of an initial boost for that early leveling. So I'll be looking to kind of triple my investment on these. Again, if you can get them cheap and you do have spare gold, go for it at your own risk. But it is a bit more risky than the other mounts and pets, which are pretty much guaranteed to go up. So this one's a bit of a risk. At the same time, guys, always remember to, you need some gold for smaller investments, for snipes, for crafting, for everything. So if you don't have much gold, I really don't suggest spending it all on an investment that you're going to have to then sit on for months and months. It makes no sense at all, so please don't do that. These investments are only for people who do have a spare bit of gold. I suppose the pet, you could invest in the pet or even a mount if you can get it cheap, depending on how much gold you have. But if you have very little gold, I don't suggest investing in these long-term things. You need to build up your initial capital before you can do that. Hopefully some of you guys did find this useful though. What are you investing in? Do you think any of these will go up? Do you think I'm an idiot? Do let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.